Here you go. Here's Kristi Noem. I think this is a good way in.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him.
There's not one statement that she made immediately after
that was true.
That was true.
Well,
there was no snow. There was no snow.
They were in Minneapolis.
That part's true.
That's absolutely true.
They were not pushing their SUV out of.
They were not. No, she was there. Yeah. She did stop her car.
Yeah.
She had a somewhat benign conversation with them.
Yes, I believe it was. I'm not mad at you, dude, or something.
And then he shot her and called her a fucking bitch afterwards.
Yeah, and then claimed that he got run over.
Did he ever make that claim, or she just made that claim? And then Trump said that the officer was in his hospital fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Is what Trump said. The guy literally turned around and walked away.
I assume a lot of Americans have seen the video.
I would assume most.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I don't know how you can even say I don't have an opinion on it.
Well, but she then went on Jake Tapper and repeated the lie. And he's like, that's not true. And she's like, everything I said is exactly true.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything any of us are going to say that's gonna move this story forward. But we're now in a moment in American history where a secret police can just come up and shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
And the administration will be like, well, what are you going to do? Right. I mean, that's just kind of where we're at.
Right.
And
he followed all the protocols.
It's not great.
No.
What would have happened if he hadn't shot her? That he wouldn't have been in any danger. Mm-hmm. Nothing would have happened to him differently.
His ego would have been bruised
had he not shot her.
That's a great point.
So there we go. We're done. See you later.
When I said we weren't going to move the story forward, I stand corrected.
Well, here you go. Here's Representative Jared Moskowitz.
This is the person who, within minutes of the shooting, went on TV and called it domestic terrorism. What, is she hiding her face like her ICE agents now? She can't show her face either? By the way, is this what the $800 billion went to? Every day we see her after there's some new tragedy in Homeland, she's wearing a different outfit with a different hat. She's a complete and utter embarrassment. By the way, every Homeland Secretary has come in front of this committee once a Congress. I'd like to know the date she's coming. When is she coming?
When is she coming?
By the way, do you know Pam Bondi has not come in front of this committee? Do you know she's the only secretary to not appear in front of a committee yet?
She can't just be behind a podium and say whatever she wants to and not be held accountable for what she's saying or doing. And they also called out the fact that, is his name Lewandowski? Is that how you say it? Lewandowski.
Corey.
That he's
Corey.
actually
Everyone knows who Corey is.
Corey. He's actually the one who's running everything, right? Everybody is going to Corey.
Correct.
Nobody is talking to her about anything. So the fact that she acts as a mouthpiece for any of this information is not a good policy. Like, she's not doing anything.
Right. Except answering things like she's at a beauty pageant.
But that's the same thing they do when they go in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like Pam Bondi with the burn book and all that shit. It's like they just sit there and they say the talking points, and it doesn't matter what question they're asked or what the subject is. They sit there and they say they treat it like a press conference and grandstand because it's, they say it's only for Trump to weigh in on because he's the only audience they care about.
But she keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again.
We do have the Jesse Waters clip.
He probably had something insightful to say.
Exactly.
The woman who lost her life was a self-proclaimed poet from Colorado.
As opposed to what?
Yeah.
They got board accredited. She's a board certified poet.
The Poetry Association.
With pronouns in her bio. A 37-year-old white woman named Renee Good. The Daily Mail says she leaves behind a lesbian partner and a child from a previous marriage.
Of all the people in this story to even kind of make some semblance of, I don't even want to say logic, but was fair, relatively fair, was $50,000 in the bag.
Tom Homan.
I think the city of Minneapolis is on edge. I think the country is on edge right now.
Investigation just started.
Just started. You say you can't comment on the video, which many Americans are seeing and reacting to.
I'm not going to make a judgment call on one video when there's 100 videos out there. I wasn't on the scene. I'm not an officer that may have body cam video. It'd be unprofessional to comment on what I think happened in that situation. Let the investigation play out and hold people accountable based on the investigation.
If a cauliflower ear had a voice.
If he had only addressed those remarks to his boss, Kristi Noem, I would appreciate it very much.
So he reports
ultimately she's his boss. Sure, he said that, and that is what one would expect from any appointee.
Right.
But he also said something along the lines of, if the rhetoric doesn't stop, there's going to be more incidents like this.
Sure.
And which you could easily read as a threat.
Kind of a both sides thing, though, too.
It is, except it isn't, because we have a First Amendment.
Right.
And we're allowed to say to ICE, fuck you, ICE, which she didn't even say.
No.
She said, I'm not mad at you.
No.
And then he shot her.
Yeah.
So the exercise of one's First Amendment can't be grounds for capital punishment.
Right.
It just can't be. Yeah, so Homan can go fuck himself.
Also, who's investigating?
They're investigating themselves.
Yeah.
They're investigating her. There's no investigation into the cop.
Into, what is his name,
There will
Ross?
be some sort of pro forma investigation where they say he was within his rights.
They've already
to do
come
this.
to that conclusion.
Well, good. I'm glad they moved fast.
The report yesterday was that the FBI is looking into her past.
Hey, are you a fan of Have I Got News For You? Then subscribe to our channel. Tap the subscribe button and click the bell while you're at it to stay up to the minute on our latest videos.